we were just too much dribbling. Just too much dribbling. You got to pass, you got to move the ball, you got to cut. And, we were fortunate to win that game. I mean, they dug.
Becky Hammon reportedly confronts AJA Wilson after Aces' stunning loss to Mystics. Rookie tensions are running high in Las Vegas after the Aces suffered a shocking defeat at the hands of a rookie from the Washington Mystics. Yes, a rookie. And it wasn't just any loss. It was a humbling moment for a team chasing dynasty status. According to reports, head coach Becky Hammon didn't hold back in the locker room, directing her frustration at none other than AJA Wilson. What exactly was said behind closed doors is still under wraps, but insiders suggest it was intense. Could this be the beginning of the end for the Aces' reign? Emotions are boiling over, and Wilson's reaction might surprise even the most loyal fans. This wasn't just a bad night. It might mark a turning point for the franchise. Stay tuned. What Becky said next wasn't what anyone expected.
We just saw a rookie match up to AJ Wilson and outplay her. We just saw a rookie match up to AJ and outplay her. Like that is a...
Becky Hammon's frustration boils over as Aces fall flat against Mystics. Becky Hammon, the fiery and no-nonsense head coach of the Las Vegas Aces, looked as though she was one bad play away from tearing off her blazer and launching it into the stands. Her championship-level squad had somehow transformed into a disoriented ensemble of high school drama students starring in a tragic production titled, How Not to Play Basketball. From her courtside seat, Hammon cycled through a storm of emotions, disbelief, thinly veiled fury, and that unmistakable "did I really leave the NBA for this?" stare. On the court, the Aces stumbled, slipped, and spectacularly face-planted their way through a performance that could only be described as unrecognizable. The Washington Mystics didn't just beat them, they exposed them.
Asia. You remember in preschool, kindergarten, learning the continents? You got Asia, Africa, North and South. That's the song I think of every time I hear Asia Wilson's name. It's nothing against her. It's just a personality quirk, I guess. Asia Wilson, the number one victim in the WNBA, and it is a...
Let's be clear. This wasn't the powerhouse Mystics team of seasons past. No seasoned juggernaut here. This was a rebuilding squad, held together by sheer grit, duct tape, and a dream. And at the heart of their unlikely triumph, a rookie. A fresh-faced newcomer who might still be learning where the locker room is, but who apparently chose this night to launch her Hall of Fame sizzle reel. And who was on the receiving end of that breakout performance? None other than AJA Wilson. Or, as she might prefer not to be called today, the all-star who just got taken to school by someone still eligible for Rookie of the Month.
Should be talking about in the WNBA, the talent and the incredible games that it puts on, not all of the controversies and the drama that it brings. Because for this game not to be talked about on a large platform where you had Kiki Ariafred putting up a double-double and the young but talented Washington Mystics going head-to-head with the two-time world champion Las Vegas Aces.
It was the kind of game where even the scoreboard looked embarrassed. The Aces' offense resembled a chaotic TikTok dance tutorial, disjointed, confused, and painfully out of sync. Passes sailed into the fourth row, shots ricocheted off the rim with all the finesse of a toddler hurling Legos, and the defense, well, let's not even talk about the defense. The Mystics rookie, apparently unaware she wasn't supposed to dominate the reigning champs, took full advantage. With the poise of a seasoned pro and the swagger of someone who definitely skipped the scouting report, she turned the court into her personal stage. She outmaneuvered, outshot, and outright embarrassed the Aces, making them look more like practice props than title contenders.
And ain't it supposed to be talent over everything? But now you letting the talent walk out the door and everybody sees it. And rest assured, there's going to come a time this season, Las Vegas.
And then there was Becky. Arms crossed so tightly her biceps might have filed an HR complaint, jaw clenched, visibly cycling between "I'm about to torch this entire playbook, and so this is what Pop meant by coaching is a journey." Her once dominant squad, formerly the league's juggernaut, looked like they'd wandered into the wrong arena and just decided to wing it. This wasn't just a loss, it was a reality check, screamed loud and clear. If the Aces thought they could coast through the season on reputation alone, this rookie-led dismantling was their blaring wake-up call. Gone are the days when teams showed up already half-defeated, bracing for a 20-point blowout. That version of the Aces, for now, It looks like they've left the building.
All of a sudden, it gets a lot more complicated. I mean, it was complicated enough for us tonight, and I don't know how many times you've seen it, and it's both leagues that I've worked in, both genders, doesn't matter. When a big time player goes out of the lineup, that other team steps up, and there's just this natural let up by the other team.
Las Vegas has gone from resembling a dynasty to looking like a group chat that lost its Wi-Fi mid-conversation, confused, disconnected, and out of sync. And Becky Hammon, she's officially had enough. Defense, or more accurately, the glaring absence of it, has become the final straw. Right now, this team couldn't stop a paper towel from getting wet. Hammon knows it. You could read it all over her face, a universal expression that screamed, "Are you all serious?" In every known language. The Aces' perimeter defense has become more of a welcome mat than a barrier, with opposing guards waltzing through like it's open mic salsa night. And the interior defense? Let's just say it's been soft enough to spread on toast. The center of this unraveling is AJA Wilson, the backbone of the franchise. She opened the season in MVP form, delivering a triple-double that felt like a MIC drop. It looked like she was on a mission to dominate the league and crush any doubt about her place at the top. But just a few games later, the spark has dimmed, and the narrative is shifting.
Like, Aja Wilson is a player that if she shoots less than 10 free throws in a game, she's going to struggle. She's going to struggle. And the Aces have not looked great. Jewel Lloyd, pulling a Jewel Lloyd and then hits the game winner. Chelsea Gray, I'm sorry, Chelsea Gray, as good as Chelsea Gray's been, we're not putting 3.3.
The issue isn't that AJA Wilson suddenly forgot how to play. Far from it. She's still one of the most gifted players in the WNBA. But what we're witnessing is something deeper. A superstar being weighed down by a team that no longer strikes fear into anyone. Wilson's stat lines remain respectable, but they are starting to feel hollow, like walking through an art gallery full of impressive pieces that somehow leave you unmoved. Or like eating a salad with no dressing and calling it dinner. Technically good for you, but deeply unsatisfying. She's being thrust further into the spotlight, logging heavier minutes and carrying an ever-growing load of expectations. But rather than soaring as the clear-cut MVP frontrunner, she's starting to resemble a lone survivor, clinging to the fragments of a once-dominant team that's now adrift. The pressure is rising, and the cracks are starting to show. The days of riding past dominance are over. Every misstep is now under a microscope, every loss dissected, and every underwhelming night is weighed against the rising brilliance of her rivals.
It was a very bad game from her, and they got their asses whooped, the Aces. Oh, yeah, what she have, 31 and 15, yeah. Who cares?
There are a lot of people campaigning, auditioning, working their ultimate best to be the number one victim in the WNBA, but Aja Wilson, man, she is showing everybody how it is done. If you want to be a victim, you need to be consistent. You need to go year after year after year after year saying the same
Once a juggernaut, the Aces suddenly look vulnerable. The team chemistry is off, the bench lacks depth, and although Wilson's numbers remain impressive, it feels like she's dragging the team forward through quicksand. Double-doubles might look great on the stat sheet, but when they come in losses to teams Vegas once dominated, people take notice, and not in a flattering way. The MVP race runs on momentum, not maintenance. It celebrates commanding dominance, not quiet desperation. And right now, Wilson's narrative is shifting, subtly, but unmistakably, from being the embodiment of excellence to a superstar fighting to keep a fading season afloat. If the Aces don't turn things around soon, Wilson won't just fall out of MVP contention. She may become a case study in how even brilliance can be overshadowed by a team in decline. Now, let's talk real. Wilson is, without question, still an elite athlete. Her stats are strong, and her impact on the court is undeniable. But something's different this year, not just in her game, but in her energy, her body language, her presence. The effortless joy and infectious charisma that once defined her seem dimmed. Maybe it's the weight of carrying a franchise year after year, or maybe it's something deeper. But whatever it is, it's showing, and the league is watching.
Aces, stop scaring us like this. My blood pressure is sky high. Okay? Aces.